Welcome to Cuisines and Cocktails. I'm your host, Chef James Jens from Dinners with Class, and we are gonna make a sunrise smoothie. So in a blender, we're gonna take your favorite melons, pineapple, if you want to put strawberries, berries, it all works. About 2 tablespoons of honey, a shot of limoncello, and 2 shots, or we'll finish this bottle of tequila. We're also going to add about a 1/4 cup of yogurt and some vanilla extract. And just a little bit of white sugar for a different type of sweetness between the honey. I'm just going to blend this till it's smooth. And then we're going to add some ice. There you have your breakfast smoothie of champions. When we come back, we're going to do a shrimp salad in cucumber boats, an olive tapenade crusted lamb chop, and a frozen fruit salad. So we're going to start out by doing the fruit salad first because we want to get that to get frozen. And I'm going to show you how to supreme segment an orange, or basically all citrus fruit. Cut either end off and then cut down this following the curvature of an orange. You want to cut the skin off, and you want to cut it off and not peel it off because you see a nice vibrant orange instead of the muted orange with a segment if you just peel it and then pull out the segments apart. It's always nice to do this little extra step if you're going to do like a Sunday brunch or something where it's a little more formalized. And then to segment, you can see where the segments are. If you cut down on one side of the membrane, it literally will pop out. Go to the next one, and that one pops out. You can release from the one membrane side, you dig around, and it pops out on the other. And for our demonstration purposes, we only need 4 or 5 to make 1 or 2 portions of this fruit salad. And then we're going to take some of the pineapple, and we want to try to get it about the same size. And some honeydew. And a couple of candle pieces. So I'm going to be able to show you how to peel a whole fruit, or at least a good section of a melon. So if you consider this, if this was a whole watermelon, the easiest way if you're just going to make a fruit salad out of it is cut both ends off. And then we're going to basically do this exact same thing that we did with the orange, where we follow the curvature of the fruit down. Same thing with the melon. And I'm just going to do it this way so you can see how I'm putting my knife right at the edge of where the pink and the white is, and be able to trim all of the skin off in one motion. And if you need to clean it up, it's real easy to do that. And just put in our bowl, mince up some mint, chiffonade, which means little rags. And then we're going to take dry white wine and some honey. And then we're going to put it on a baking sheet and put it into a freezer a couple hours, and it'll be kind of frozen. You can break it all up and it'll be like having little bits of sorbet. When we come back, we're going to make a olive tapenade for the lamb, and we're going to cook some lentils. Welcome back. So we're going to start by cooking the lentils. We're going to turn on the stove, and we're going to boil some water, and then we're going to add about a quarter cup of lentils, and we're going to make a quick salad once they're cooked out of it. While that's getting ready, we're going to make the olive tapenade. We're going to take one onion, red onion. I'm just going to rough cut it, so to speak. Size doesn't really exactly matter because we're going to blend it all together. We're going to put a blend of olives, green, Guatemala, Niçoise, whatever you can find, I guess. And if they're packed in oil, you can use some of that oil. That'll help just make it a nice smooth paste. And then we're going to put in 3 or 4 cloves of garlic. Since our water is boiling, we're going to turn it down just a little bit. And add some salt. And let that cook and do its job. So we're going to start out by just pureeing the olives in a pulsing manner. And then we're going to add some citrus zest. So with a microplane, we're going to just zest some lemon. We need about half of a lemon's worth of zest. You want to be careful not to go into the pith, the white part, because it's a very bitter taste and it will actually affect the rest of your dish. And same thing with a lime. Half of a lime's worth of zest. And we'll add a little bit of juice of lemon and lime too. Always rolling your citrus fruits just helps get. Another thing that is good to know is if you have a fork handy, if you poke it in the cut side, it helps release the juice also. And especially with a lime, you can use a fork to help facilitate getting the juice out by rocking it back and forth, and it breaks all of the cells in the lime to release the juice. Okay, we're just going to pulse this a few more times. And we're also going to add a little bit of Manchego cheese. And I know that cheese isn't normally in an olive tapenade, but I don't really follow rules much, so. Alrighty. So we're going to reserve this for basically this is the sauce for our lamb. So we're going to let the lentils cook, and when we come back, we'll season the lamb and start cooking and getting the salad ready for the lentils. Stay tuned. Alrighty, we are ready to sear the lamb chops, and then we're going to finish them just in the oven with the olive and Manchego tapenade that we made in the oven. First, get a pan to medium-high heat. You put a little bit of olive oil. While that heats up, we're going to season the lamb chops, and these are shoulder chops. And this is a mixture of cumin and coriander, paprika, a little bit of chili powder, and we're also going to add some salt and pepper to it. As we wait for the oil to get a little bit of shimmery glazing on the bottom of the pan, the next step after we do the searing the lamb chops, we're going to just sweat out in the same pan to use those great flavors that are on the bottom of the pan that we're going to create by searing in the saute pan. We're going to put some peppers, red onions, and slivered garlic in, and that's going to be the vegetable base of our lentil salad that we're going to serve with the lamb chops. So this is going to take about 3 to 4 minutes on each side, get a nice golden brown crust on either side. Then we're going to put them on a little sheet tray and then put them in the oven. And then once again, we have our cooked lentils and our vegetables that we're going to all saute together, and we're going to make a little pan vinaigrette sauce of balsamic vinegar and olive oil. When we return, we're going to tie this dish up and start a shrimp salad in a cucumber boat. So we flip the lamb chops and we're going to put those on a sheet tray and we'll finish those in the oven. And while we have a hot pan with the fond on the bottom of the pan, we're going to add the peppers, onions, and garlic for the lentil salad. And we're going to add just a little bit more olive oil just to make sure it doesn't burn. And now that the vegetables are in the pan, I'm going to stick these in the oven for about 5-6 minutes and we'll be almost done. So the next step, we're going to add the lentils. Stir around, add a little bit of salt and pepper. Just get it heated through, and then we're going to deglaze the pan with balsamic vinegar. Just a little bit, just to give the salad a little bit of acidity and balance out the dish. Okay, that looks great. We're going to taste it real quick. Now I think it has enough salt and pepper, and either you can just in the background taste that balsamic vinegar. And I think we can set this aside and wait to plate. Next we'll be working on a very simple, quick shrimp salad that we're going to serve in a cucumber boat. Welcome back. So if you were with us a couple episodes ago, we made a lobster stock and we poached lobsters in it. Well, we kept that around and we brought it back up to temperature, and we're going to use that to cook our shrimp for the shrimp salad. We're going to start by putting a little bit of olive oil into a pan. And then we have Brunoise, red, yellow, green peppers, red onion, yellow onion, and some cherry tomatoes. And while those just cook just slightly, we're going to take some shrimp and we're just going to cut them in half or thirds just to get bite-sized pieces. If you wanted, you could get just the real small shrimp. And we can go ahead and add the shrimp. And we have a little bit of dill. And we're going to basically be making a little vinaigrette out of fresh dill and sour cream. Flip the shrimp, and then we're going to finish cooking the shrimp, we're going to add a little bit of the lobster broth. And we'll let that reduce and cook and intensify the flavors as we make a little vinaigrette out of sour cream and dill. So I have about a tablespoon of fresh dill, maybe a tablespoon of sour cream, A little bit of olive oil, some black pepper, some salt. We're just going to stir this around. Sour cream gives it that acidity as like a vinegar would. The shrimp are cooked. We're going to cool this off just a little bit, fold in the dressing, and then when we come back, I'll pull out the lamb from the oven. I'll show you how to hollow out a cucumber, and then we can plate everything and have a wonderful little meal. We're nearing the end of this episode, and all we have to do is make a boat out of a cucumber. And all you want to do is cut it lengthwise, and then with a paring knife, hold it up, not so it goes all the way through, but you make a V cut to remove the seed cavity. Sometimes it works best to do a couple of passes just so you know you don't go all the way through. And then it comes out pretty much in one big tube. Then we're going to take our sour cream dressing, mix it in with our shrimp, and then just spoon the shrimp into the hollowed out cucumber. And this is a great little appetizer. You put 3 or 4 on a plate for a plated, or you can do it as a platter presentation. And then we can plate our lamb. We have the lentil salad. I'm going to put right in the middle. We're going to take our lamb chop, shoulder chop, put the olive tapenade with Manchego liberally on top of that. And then just put a little bit of peppercorns for the entire plate. Then also we have our frozen fruit salad. And you can garnish that with a whole mint leaf. And one thing that is really cool is if you smack any of the herbs, a basil, a mint leaf, or whatever, you actually enhance the smell of it. So when it gets served to the guest, they'll smell the mint even more. So that concludes this episode of Cuisines and Cocktails. I'm your host, Chef James Jens of Dinners with Class. Join me next time when we explore more cuisines and more cocktails.